Thank you for clicking onto the Randomly Reviewed podcast. Please note this podcast does contain adult humour and content that some listeners may find offensive. If for some reason you do enjoy this episode, please click the like and subscribe for future episodes which will be released weekly. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, leave a comment or check out the links for our Twitter and Facebook page in the description. Now, on with the show. Welcome to the Randomly Reviewed podcast, where each week we review something different. This week we're reviewing the movie Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. On the podcast this week is me, Mark, Senor Zell, and Senor Jennings. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Hola.
You had a good week?
Yeah. I got drunk last night. With class, I'm still drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I only woke up 10 minutes ago.
Cool.
No need to be a prick about it, is there, Mark?
Yes, there is. So,
Joe Rogan doesn't hook up with this shit.
Have you seen
He's drunk all the time.
that someone made a Joe Rogan interviewing Joe Rogan podcast, like a clip where he just starts talking shit, and then the other Joe Rogan goes, "Oh, that's quite funny." 'Cause he does come out with some proper stupid shit.
Yeah, he does. Like,
but he's had some good people on it, like Brian Cox, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
he gets really good people on. He's just a bit of a
when we
bellend.
grow, we'll get...
We'll get Neil,
We get Neil
if we get
deGrasse
Neil
Tyson.
deGrasse Tyson, that'll be class.
I will
Like,
jizz my
Neil,
pants.
I know you're listening.
You and the other person. There's only two people who listen to this.
Right.
The other views are us.
Okay, so we're going to do a fact fire as per usual. Play by play.
Really enthusiastic.
I'm so enthusiastic I could cry.
Oh, have you had a good week?
It's been alright. Not done much.
Did you buy anything for your birthday?
Yeah, I bought myself shitloads.
What did you get?
A coffee grinder
Why?
Oh yeah, I
to
forgot.
grind coffee.
You can just get ground coffee.
No, apparently he's the master beaner.
I'm the master beaner. What does that even mean?
Like, I'm sure beaner means Mexican, but you're the master beaner. You love your beans.
It just tastes fresher when you grind your own beans.
Oh, while we're talking, we're also...
Oh yeah, we're also reviewing Admiral's Old J Spiced Rum this week.
Whoa!
vanilla.
I thought someone should sound enthusiastic on this podcast.
Lime and vanilla flavour. It's actually quite nice.
It's not bad actually. I'm quite liking it.
It does taste like Sailor Jerry's to me.
Sailor Jerry's.
You not taste that? It tastes exactly like Sailor Jerry's.
Do you mean Sailor?
Moon.
No, I don't mean Sailor Moon. The anime.
There's loads of porn of that. I don't know what. Shut up.
Sailor Jerry's spiced rum.
Oh, it's called Sailor Jerry's, isn't it?
Last time I had it was in Australia, like I said, so I can't remember what it tasted like.
Captain Morgan's. That's the one I'm fucking thinking of.
You don't taste like that.
No.
Rum tastes like rum. It's fucking
No, this
rum.
one tastes different.
Mrs. Jennings, can you please read us your fact file?
Yeah. So, dead men don't wear plaid.
Hold on, let's just make sure it's actually recording.
Fuck this.
Oh, we missed some
quit.
class. We missed some class bits there. If it isn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we're
recording.
recording. It's 10 minutes in. So, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Fact file. It came out in 1982 with the tagline "Laugh or I'll blow your lips off." Funny. It had a budget of 9 million and made 18.1. It was a runtime of 88 minutes. It is a collage film, interspersing cuts from other famous films, 19 different films, including The Postman Always Rings Twice and Notorious, an Alfred Hitchcock film. Directed by Carl Reiner, who worked with Steve Martin on The Jerk, The Man with Two Brains, and All of Me. Steve Martin has done a lot of films, and in the 80s has his boom period, with classics like Planes, Trains and Automobiles, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Roxanne, Little Shop of Horrors and Three Amigos. Then in the 90s, sadly, it's the sellout period with Father of the Bride 1 and 2, Sergeant Bilko. I went to the cinema to see that, it was shit. Out of Towners, with only Bowfinger being mildly good. And then in the 2000s, then brought utter shit with Cheaper by the Dozen and the Pink Panther remakes. This reminds me of Jim Carrey's career going from The Mask and Ace Ventura in the 90s to Dumb and Dumber 2 and the incredible Burt Wonderstone in 2010.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Is that film with
Steve
the guy?
Carell?
Yeah, that's such an awful film.
See, it's shit. Because
Is the only saving grace is Olivia Wilde, isn't it?
she is in it as well.
She's
and it's
fit,
wank.
but yeah, no, that film was awful.
Told you it was wank, Mark. But yeah, Steve Martin's career reminds me
Wasn't he in Death Becomes Her as well?
No, that was Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah,
I love Death Becomes Her. I wish
that's a
we'd
great
done that
film.
instead
Yeah,
of
that
this.
one.
A film has a score of 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb, 79% Rotten Tomatoes, and 4.6 out of 5 on Amazon. The film was originally called Depression, which was a better title, but after intercutting some old 1930s footage into the film, they decided to do the whole film like this. It's the director's favourite film that he's done. The amount of Golden Age stars in this film is actually insane. Like there's 19 of them, isn't there?
Well, there's 18. It uses clips from 18 movies, and there's a picture of another movie.
Oh,
Which
right.
makes 19.
But it's got Ingrid Bergman, Betty Davis, Cary Grant, Burt Lancaster, Humphrey Bogart, and Veronica
Well,
Lake.
I've got a full list here of all the movies and people that are in it. So we've got Alan Ladd from This Gun for Hire, Barbara Stanwyck from Sorry Wrong Number, Ray Milland, Lost Weekend, Ava Gardner, The Killers and The Bribe, Burt Lancaster from The Killers, Humphrey Bogart from The Big Sleep, In a Lonely Place and Dark Passage, Cary Grant from Suspicion, Ingrid Bergman, Notorious, Veronica Lake, The Glass Key, Bette Davis, Deception, Lana Turner, Johnny Eager and The Postman Always Rings Twice, Edward Arnold, Johnny Eager, Kirk Douglas, I Walk Alone, Freddie McMurray, Double Indemnity,
I walk alone.
James Cagney, White Heat, John Crawford, Humoresque, Charles Lawton, The Bribe, and Vincent Price, The Bribe, and
Oh, it's Vincent Price at the end. I forgot his fucking name.
the picture's taken from A Keeper of the Flame. It's the picture that's at the beginning of the movie on the newspaper.
Ah, cool. When the film first came out, a lot of critics liked it, but said it was a one-joke movie, and Steve Martin carried the joke well. That's my fact file. Have you got any more to add, Mark, about the facts?
It was written by Carl Reiner, George Gipe, and Steve Martin. So the three of them wrote it, and they also wrote The Man with Two Brains together. The three of them.
Well, Steve Martin's written quite a few films, actually. I was looking at his IMDb, not his IMDb, his Wikipedia, and was just like, oh, fuck, you wrote that? Jesus.
Carl Reiner appears in the movie as the butler / Nazi.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot how shit this film was. Like, it wasn't shit.
The movie uses the Universal logo from the 40s, even though it's made in the 80s. But
I really like that. That's actually one of the things I say in the play-by-play, just because it reminds me of sitting with my mum and watching old films. It reminds me of Casablanca, even though I don't think it was Universal who did Casablanca.
I'm not sure.
That's good. So, play-by-play. Play-by-play! Right. Play-by-play. Starts with the old Universal logo, which I like because it reminds me of watching old films with my mum.
Oh, wow.
Exactly what I fucking said. So we have an intro sequence homaging the olden detective films, just showing a painted city background with rain in front of it. We are then treated to a car driving off a cliff, who we find out had noted cheesemaker John Hay Forrest in it. We see Steve in an old detective office. I've called him Steve because I can't be asked to remember. I think it's Rigby something, isn't it?
Rigby Reardon, I think.
Rigby Reardon. Yeah, I just call him Steve throughout the whole of it. Steve in an old detective office and a fit woman knocking on his door. I actually thought she
She's-
was
she is fit.
stunning.
That's one of my notes.
Rachel
Woman was
Ward.
straight.
Then we get she faints at the sight of his newspaper / Steve's crotch. Steve catches her and then gets a bit rapey in a funny way.
It's not. It's not funny.
I quite like
It's
it.
not funny.
Where he's just cradling her. It's just like,
It is ridiculous.
and then he kisses her when she's
Yeah.
fainted, which is a bit.
It's not a bit. That's sexual assault. This woman fainted, and then he goes, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kiss her, and then I'm gonna grope her tits until she wakes up." That was just nah.
Actually, he was just adjusting her breast because when they fainted, they went all out of whack.
Yeah, I actually thought that was funny.
No.
Like, to check
No.
if she's real, he starts feeling her tits. She awakes and asks, "What's he doing?" And he comes up with the excuse of adjusting her breasts. She thanks him for it. Like,
Does she say thanks? I don't think she does.
says thank you. Like,
I don't remember that.
she goes, "Oh, thank you." We then get down to the nitty gritty. She is the cheesemaker's daughter, and she thinks his death is a conspiracy. She weirdly looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I thought so too.
I didn't think so, but now you say, I agree.
Because I was like, hold on, she's too young to be her in that movie. And then I was like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, she is fit.
She is fit. She looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones, and that's why I liked her. And I would have worked over her if I wasn't at work.
Well,
I mean, you're at home at work, so they're not going to know.
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird saying, "Jim, can you hold the phone for me, please? I'm having a wank."
You don't have to tell them that you're having a
Why is he
wank.
holding the phone for you?
He's my imaginary friend who works in the office.
Plus,
with
you've
me,
got a
which is
headset,
bullshit.
so there's no phone to hold. You've literally got both hands free.
All right. I need to give me excuses to wank at work.
I don't think you need excuses.
I just need a phone. He drives to the cheesemakers. Oh yeah, sorry. He looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones. He drives to the cheesemakers and says the great line of, "I haven't seen a body put together like that since I solved the case of the murdered girl with the big tits." Like, I actually really like that line. It did make me laugh. This film quickly falls off a cliff, though. It gets shit quickly. Steve finds out the cheese man was having an affair. Then the exterminator turns up. Steve gets shot in the arm and pretends to be dead and loses a list of names he found in the cheesemaker's office. Steve, wounded, drives back to the daughter's house and faints where she sucks the bullet out of him.
Catch me. I'm a butler, not a catcher.
That is such a shit line. I
so
knew
funny.
you'd like that line. I don't know why I knew
Just
you'd
when he's
like
ready,
that line.
like, catch me.
I would have found it funnier if the butler had caught him and then started like waggling him about and gave him a kiss.
Yeah.
Like, that would have
And
been
then
better.
felt his dick and balls. Going, oh, I'm just adjusting your dick.
And
That's
then he
what-
thanks him for it at the end.
Yeah.
The scene
Thank
is
you.
that at the end, and I'm just adjusting your willy.
So Steve gets shot in the arm, pretends to be dead. Yeah, we did that. They then bang out a couple of plot points. Like, the fucking plot points in this are so mishmash. It's the scattergun approach to storytelling.
I guess they kind of have to write it around what clips they've got.
Well, yeah, but they could have done it better. And it was shit. Actually, no, it wasn't shit. It was average. And then he has a phone call scene which was a bit shit. I think it was with Ingrid Bergman. that he did that.
This is the part where he goes, I'll be able to tell her after one word if she's faking. Hello? She's faking. Did like that.
And then she talks about her dad, and then he calls her a nutcase and says, "I'm sorry." Steve then goes mental at the mention of cleaning woman.
Cleaning woman. Cleaning woman. Cleaning woman! Cleaning woman! Cleaning woman! Cleaning woman! Cleaning woman! Cleaning woman! Cleaning woman!
dad ran away with one and killed, and it broke his mum's heart. Wow.
Cleaning woman is awesome in this.
We then get another shit collage scene with Cary Grant talking about a $1 bill. Another collage comes on with a small funny bit where his cigarette burns through the menu. So he's just at a restaurant. He's got a cigarette in his mouth and he holds the menu too close. It burns through the menu. That's it. It really isn't that funny. Especially when I explain it. Menu, and he finds out everyone on the Cheeseman list is dead apart from someone called the Swede, who Steve makes a disgusting cup of coffee for.
The coffee scene is good. Like, I was pouring the coffee for just ages.
Yeah, and then he puts 2 eggs in it, and then it's...
With the shells.
Yeah. And he calls it Java. And like, who gives a shit if it's called Java? What a better...
Well, that's an actual coffee, in it, Java.
Well, yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just all coffee was called Java.
I think it's a type of coffee, but I might be wrong.
It's just fucking coffee. No one cares.
No one cares. No one gives a shit.
I like coffee.
Well, yeah, we know. You're the
Friggin'
bead
grind
master.
it.
Right, so Cheeseman list is dead. It's disgusting. Before he can give it to him, 2 men burst in and kill the Swede, shooting Steve in the arm again. And we cut to the daughter sucking the bullet out again. And then she goes on about how she learned it in the Girl Scouts and that it was for...
Sucking out poison.
Yes.
Poison from snakes.
And then she goes...
Or venom from snakes.
And then she goes, oh, but I found it works for everything else. And she's obviously talking about sucking dick. Like
What?
this film did.
Is she?
I don't know.
She's innocent.
She's Catherine
How
Zeta-Jones.
dare you speak ill of that woman?
What's it called? Catherine Zeta-Jones' husband got cancer from sucking...
Dick?
Well, no, it was licking out pussy. That's what he blamed it on.
Oh, he did. I remember that.
He got throat cancer from licking women out.
I don't think he got it from that.
I don't.
I think he
either.
thinks that.
Yeah, he thinks that. Let him. He's old. Like, I'd still do Catherine.
I remember when I sucked a pussy, I got cancer.
It's the reason why I don't go down on women. It's dangerous. It's worse than a cigarette. So, so he sucks out the bullet. We then get another collage with Humphrey Bogart. It's one of my favourite actors, Humphrey Bogart, just because of Casablanca. No one else watched that? No, fuck you, you uncultured swine.
I mean, it's average.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
What happens?
He flies off to Cairo at the end and it says, play
He
it again,
doesn't.
Sam, or something like that.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he
It's a
does.
myth. Never says that line, but a lot of people think it does.
No, he says just play it. You've played it for her, so play it for me.
Something
And
like
she
that.
says play it against Sam. And I think that's Ingrid Bergman as well.
I have no clue.
And he walks off with, not an SS agent, he walks off with someone and goes, I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship.
That's the most famous line from the movie.
Well, play it again, Sam, which doesn't actually happen. But
So the actual line in the movie that did happen.
right, anyway. So he gets a locker key for a train station locker, and we are treated to another collage with Humphrey, and it's not funny. Steve then goes on a train raid with Cary Grant, and Cary Grant joins him. Steve puts him to sleep with a harmonica. Fucking, that was stupid as shit, that scene. Then an actual funny joke happens. This was my favourite joke in the whole film. As Steve gets off the train, he goes to the nearest taxi
Yes.
and says, "Here's $3 if you can pay. If you can get this cab to 46 Bay Court in 10 minutes." And then the cab fucks off without him. Like, and then he gets in another cab and says, "Follow that cab."
And then he goes, that was a clever thing I just did.
Yeah, I took the only 2 cabs that were there. We're then treated to another collage scene. The collage scenes are fucking like. I'd rather they'd done a proper film, like, because there's some bits of this film that are actually quite funny, but the plot is just fucking so scattergun approach. It's like there's a bit later on where he goes to prison and then he gets put in a car, and then he gets shot in the arm again. Oh, it's just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, where Steve gets drugged and proceeds to shave his tongue, he passes out, and we get a jarring cut of him going to the office, where the cheesemaker daughter gives him another clue. He's fucked up his knees because he's crawled home while drunk, while fucked out his face.
Yeah.
And she proceeds to say, "Do you want alcohol on that?" And he's like, "No, no."
I said, get back!
Yeah.
It points the gun at her.
You love this film more than you should, right? We get more bollocks plot points with another funny collage scene with Humphrey Bogart. Steve tries to get a blonde spy, so he first goes to Veronica Lake. I forgot she was quite fit, Veronica Lake. No, don't have any clue who she is, do you?
She was in this movie.
She was in this movie. She was also,
She was also in The Glass Key.
Kim Basinger plays her in LA Confidential as well. Well, you look fucking annoyed by just me retelling you about this film.
We'll get to my review.
Got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Well, he hasn't so far.
I think that's the reason why he's being quiet, Mark. Steve tries to get a blonde spy. Veronica Lake is the first one, and then he just literally walks into this party. He looks at her, goes, "Come over." She comes over, she says no, and then that's it. Fucking... we have another collage scene, and Steve goes insane at the cleaning woman again.
Cleaning woman!
He starts choking out. I don't know. I can't remember what. It's funnier when you do it than when he does it. She doesn't want to become a spy either. He tries one last time, and the shadow puppet scene is quite funny, where he does loads of shadow puppets, and then he has two ducks kissing each other, and makes Abraham Lincoln.
This is Pearl Harbor scene.
Does he?
Don't he?
No, you're thinking of Scrubs.
Am I?
Yeah.
Don't you do like someone that looks really good? Is it just the ducks?
He does Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's it.
It is Scrubs I was thinking of. You're right.
It's another collage with the spies. So this blonde-haired woman says yes, and then he goes to see the dad first and says, "Oh, she's going to be sucking my dick tonight."
Oh, he takes a little dog with him to bribe him.
Yeah. And he goes, "Can you pick that up?" He goes, "Oh, it's soft and mushy." So he picks up some dog turd, gives the dog to a fit receptionist, and gives the dog turd to an old receptionist who looks a bit...
Ooh!
Yeah. And then we get another bit with Kirk Douglas, and it's another collage scene that isn't that good. None of it's good. And it takes the piss out of, what's it called? The Three Stooges at that point. And then, it's still shit. All of them feel really forced. It's like they've just put these scenes in.
They have. And they are.
Like, they're just stupidly forced, though. It doesn't need to be this forced. So he then gets locked in a trash can. The cheesemaker daughter comes back and she opens it and he punches her in the face and she gets knocked out again. He then proceeds to adjust her breasts again. He's a rapey cunt in this. Steve then makes himself into a beautiful blonde who then gets fondled in another collage scene. He gets more info about the conspiracy and now has to dress as someone's mother. This bit made fuck all sense. Like, literally fuck all sense why he had to do it.
Well, it does, because the only person that the guy in prison will talk to is his mother.
Is his mother. Yeah, no, I get that. But literally, he doesn't even have to talk to this person who's in jail. He doesn't get any information from him. He then goes into the jail himself and gets put in the back of a car and gets shot in the arm. That's literally it. This was like 3 minutes of utter bollocks. There was no need for it at all. I even put the plot is a bit convoluted. He ends up in a prison and gets shot in the arm again. Then a misunderstanding happens and Steve gets dumped by the daughter. And we're treated to the daughter. We're treated to another collage scene with Humphrey Bogart. And we find out Carlotta, who the person he's been looking for, is an actual place instead of a person. And then Steve fucks off there. More plot happens, and we find out the title of the film means fuck all.
I still don't know what it means.
Yeah. What does he say? Reggie told me.
Apparently, there's a cutscene where they do explain it, but I've not heard it.
Shit. Anyway, a fight happens with a randomer. So a fight happens with Vincent Price, and just out of nowhere, like, I do like Vincent Price. He did shitloads of films. He was always the weird cunt in it. But yeah, he just, like, it's quite good. That scene particularly is quite good for how they've interspersed the old footage with the new footage. And they've really tried to make it look exactly the same as it is with the sparklers and everything. But it didn't make any sense. Why the fuck was it happening in the first place? It's just all so forced and contrived. Anyway, we find out the Nazis are behind the whole thing after he shoots Vincent Price. And that it's about a cheese mold that will dissolve the USA.
It's supposed to be ridiculous.
You wanted to watch this film, man. Oh, I'm a £2.50 back for watching this film. Steve then saves the day by being enraged by hearing cleaning lady again.
Cleaning woman, sorry. But in German, what is it in German? I think it's Reinemacherfrau or something like that.
Yeah, well done. It's not like you spent fucking 8 years there.
3.
They're more efficient in Germany, it feels like. Anyway.
That makes no sense.
I don't know, Mark. Don't know. So that is the end of the film. It was now recanting it. It was wank. It was proper wank. I had such a hard time watching this. I really wanted to stop and watch something else halfway through it. It was hard watching. Like, some bits of it was funny. Like, I'll go into my review right now, actually. I said it wasn't bad, but it fucking was. I laughed at a couple of points, but the collage scenes were forced and a bit shit in most places. The bits that made me laugh reminded me of Police Squad and Naked Gun, and I'd much rather have watched those films. Which just made me want to watch those films instead. Steve Martin has to carry the film, which he does, but it's Steve Martin, so, like, well, it was during his boom period, so he wasn't as fucking annoying as he is now. But the plot is just all over the fucking place, and no one knows what the fuck is happening from scene to scene. It's so jarring. Like,
again, I do think they probably did get the clips first and then wrote the movie around the clips to see what they could do with the clips.
Yeah, but they didn't even really write. Well, they did write around, because obviously the cleaning lady bit was from that scene with, I can't remember which actress it's from, but she literally says cleaning woman and then gets strangled. And then that's obviously the joke that they wrote around that fucking bit. It can't stay in one direction, and it goes in about 6 different fucking places. The jokes sometimes don't even hit, and they don't really give some of them time to breathe. It's not that bad, actually, like, from what I've written here.
I think your review's all over the place.
My review is all over the place. It's not, like, when I watched it, it wasn't that bad. Like, I am saying, like, I did want to stop watching it at points. I was just like, this is wank. But there were some points where I went, that is actually quite funny. The cab scene, especially, is one of my favourite scenes. But that just reminded me of Police Squad, and I just wanted to watch Police Squad instead. So I'd rather have watched Naked Gun than this, and it had a plot. Like Naked Gun's got a plot. This doesn't. I'm actually changing my review from 2.5 to a 2.
Wow.
A 2 out of 5 stars.
I'm taking your 2.5, you knob.
Don't worry, Zell's is going to be worse than mine. So I'm done. Go on.
No, let's do Mark first.
Okay, so I've written, the movie is a love letter to the film noir era of the 40s. I think all the clips are from the 40s apart from one which was early 50s.
No, I think they're all from the 40s.
No, there's one movie that was from May 1950.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said that.
That's why I put it in. IMDb told me they're all from the 40s.
And keeping the genre in mind, I think it does a great job. I was never really a fan of the old detective movies because my dad used to watch them when I was a kid, and so I had to watch them too, and they bored the shit out of me.
Did he love this film?
I have no clue. The movie has some genuine laugh out loud moments whilst being loyal to the genre. It uses the clips well. With today's TVs, it's a lot more obvious than it would have been in the 80s that the clips are interspersed.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure how obvious it would have been in the cinema. It could have done with more humour, I thought. Even though there is quite a lot, it still seems as big chunks where there's not very funny moments going on. And considering it's a parody, it should have been more. Like in a Naked Gun film, Airplane is just joke after joke after joke after joke.
It is joke after joke after joke. But even when there isn't a joke going on, there's a background joke happening that you can't see.
Yeah.
Or like when he drives into the, what's it called? When he just drives anywhere, actually. And he just crashes into something, gets out of the car and something happens. It's class. I want to watch Naked Gun now.
Both the main characters act really well. I even wrote, I can't call it one of my favourite movies. I would rather watch more outrageous, silly films such as Naked Gun, Airplane, Hot Shots. But again, for the genre, it does a good job, and I give it 3.5 stars out of 5.
You said 2.5. Oh, wait, no,
that's your
me.
review.
Well, no, I gave it 2.
No, you give it 2.5. You've rated it there, and that's what I'm taking.
I don't want to watch this film ever again, so I'm giving it a 2.
No, you're giving it a 2.5.
So I'll give it a 1.
Is that it?
Yes.
Is that it? Give it a 0.
I can't. Only because of fucking Tucker and Dale. Right. For me, overall, the film was average at best. Good points. Film noir setting. I like film noir stuff.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I never knew that about you.
The interstitials were quite good at times, so that was okay. And the woman was fit.
That's literally it. That's your whole review.
That's the good points
Oh, right,
of the
okay.
film. Bad points, not very memorable. As soon as I stopped watching, after I finished watching, I was like, what the hell happened? And I was like, I don't know. It was
That's
just,
understandable.
it was wank. Not funny. Laughed like once, maybe twice.
Which bits did you laugh at?
The taxi bit was funny.
Yeah.
And the bit where after he goes, no alcohol to her, and then he sort of falls on his knees and he goes, ah! I thought that was funny. That was it, really. Script was so-so, but felt forced because they had to do it with the interstitials. A lot better spoofs. Naked Gun, Black Dynamite, Hot Shots, Airplane.
Black Dynamite. I want to watch Black Dynamite. Dynamite.
That's the bad points. And the weird point was sexual assault. That was just... It wasn't funny. I just thought, what? Fair enough, kissing her, that was a bit of a stretch, but then to put her on the sofa and then go, I'm going to just start squeezing her tits. That's literally all I was doing.
I think it can get away with it because it is ridiculous. Like,
No, it can't get away with it. If she was awake and she was looking at him weird, fair enough. She was
No,
unconscious.
she wakes up and then goes, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he explains quite nicely.
Oh, I'm just... What?
Adjusting your
Adjust...
dress. And she
First
thanks
of
him
all,
for it.
her tits look perfectly fine. They didn't need adjusting. They looked like they were in place. He was actually making them more out of place than they were. So that's not an excuse.
Do you think if they were out of place, do you think it would be a good excuse?
No. As soon as she just sits up, she's got a bra on, they'll go back to normal. So there's literally no need, apart from him being a fucking creepy perv and thinking, oh, there's an unconscious woman, I'm going to kiss her and then just fucking feel her tits. So, no. Overall, 1.5 out of 5.
What?
I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend
I wouldn't
it
see
to
it
anyone, to be
again.
honest.
It was bad. It was.
Like, I don't know whether it's the first of its kind.
No, because I'm sure Naked Gun would have been around the same time.
No, I mean in terms of doing the collage thing. So I don't know whether it's the first of
Well, then
that sort of
find
film.
funnier collage bits to mix in with.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Well, it's because I've seen more of that sort of thing being done later on. Like there's some really funny YouTube videos where they're reacting to things that other people are saying and interspersing it. It is a one joke thing
Weird Al is the most famous for doing that, I think.
Oh.
In interviews.
where you just go, it's a one joke note that falls flat far too many times throughout the whole of the fucking film. I don't know whether it, like I say, I don't know whether it's the first of its kind, because if it's the first of its kind,
It does make it quite original.
yeah, but it's wank. Like, and the plot makes no fucking sense at all.
I mean, there is a plot.
What's the plot, Mark?
The plot is that there's a cheesemaker that's gone missing, who is assumed dead in a car crash, but he's actually been kidnapped by the Nazis for his
Right,
his
so-
mold that will dissolve America.
So, all you've just described there is the first 5 minutes of the film and the last 5 minutes of the film.
The plot.
So they're literally, in between that is just loads of shit.
In between that, he's investigating
So
and trying to
those
find out what's
10
happened to him and where he is.
Those 10 minutes you've just described is the whole plot. And then the rest of it is just interspersed bollocks.
Well, yeah, but it's still a plot. It's still a plot. Can't say it's not a plot.
It's bad. It's not funny. And I definitely wouldn't watch it again.
So, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid has a randomly reviewed rating of 2.5 out of 5, which makes it our second to worst one so far.
Is it?
Yeah, only beaten by Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Tucker and Dale get 2. Oh, I might have gone a bit fucking mental on Tucker and Dale. Because this was shitter than Tucker and Dale.
No.
They're very different movies.
No. I'd
I
watch this
laughed at-
again versus Tucker and Dale.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, because I'd rather watch Tucker and Dale than.
I mean, I'd rather watch like the clips of the fit woman in Tucker and Dale.
Oh, yeah.
But if she wasn't in it, I wouldn't have watched it. I fucking hate it.
So let's review this rum, shall we?
Yeah, I quite liked it. I've had one drink of it so far. I'm just on my second. I like the fact that it's called Old J. It's because it's got the start of my surname.
The tagline on this bottle says, "The original taste. You asked for it."
That's what I talk about my penis as.
It's 35% alcohol by volume, I think.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I thought it was more.
I'm guessing it comes from Jamaica.
You're from Jamaica.
Amazon.
My Uncle John.
My Uncle John from Jamaica.
It's nice rum. That's all that matters. I like it. Tastes nice. And
Says
Cheers.
that wrong. Cheers.
no, it tastes better than like Kraken and what's the other one? Captain Morgan's.
Captain Morgan's just tastes generic, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It just
it's
tastes-
like,
it's
what, Smirnoff?
official rum. Yeah.
Or Bacardi. They just taste like water, basically. Whereas this one's got some flavour to it. So, yeah, I like it. I'll give it like a 4. I'll drink it.
4?
I'll drink it again.
You know. Well, it's alcohol, so I
Yeah,
honestly
to
couldn't
be
give a
honest,
shit. I'll just drink it.
Yeah,
I'll give it a 5. It gets me drunk. That's what I like.
It's a nice rum. Tastes exactly like Sailor Jerry's.
Apparently, it's from the Admiral's not liking.
British Navy's shit.
Yeah.
They were shitting in the barrels, and he thought, "Oi, I don't want shit in my rum, so I'm going to put some vanilla and lime in it, and that's how we got it. I like that story.
That's a better story.
But we will never know.
I still prefer Kraken, but I give it a 3 out of 5.
So 3, 3, and 5 is
You gave it a 4.
11. Oh, no, I did give it 4. So 12 out of 15 is 4 out of
10,
5.
right?
No, 3,
What did you
4,
give
and
it?
5.
I give it 5 because it's alcohol.
5.
It's alcohol.
12 out of 15 is 4 out of 5.
Look, if I can drink it, it's alcohol. It's fine.
So Admiral's Old J Spiced Rum gets a randomly reviewed rating of 4 out of 5 stars.
Is that the best thing we've reviewed?
That is the best thing we've reviewed.
To be fair, any alcohol will get a 5 from me, so it's going to be the best no matter what. Unless
No, I might give it a 1 if it tastes gash.
like if it's WKD, I might give it a 4. But like it's,
What about Smirnoff Ice?
I love Smirnoff Ice. I love the advert of the Judder Man.
What about Hooch?
Who's just tastes like if it was proper disgusting, like
Remember Ace?
yeah.
How much?
I
What
love
would
that,
you give
yeah.
it? Oh, really? I
give it a
fucking
5.
hated it.
I give it a 5.
Oh, that just brings back memories of you being a massive dick.
Yeah, it's cheap. Like, and well,
Yeah,
it
it doesn't
was
mean that I
cheap.
wanted you to bring it around my place every single morning at 10 o'clock.
It was sometimes 9.
I know, you massive, massive dick.
I was an alcoholic. Still
I
am.
mean, was. Oh, man. No wonder I failed my degree at that year.
You didn't fail your degree.
No, I just deferred for
They
a
just
year.
gave you a fucking. They gave you a degree because they wanted to get rid of us. That's it.
I didn't even hand in my final year.
Yeah, I
project.
know you didn't, and you still got a degree.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part of it.
No, that's because all my other projects were shit hot.
Were they?
No, they weren't. Of course they
No,
weren't.
they weren't.
What degree did you do?
Web design, I think.
You think?
As like graphic and web design or something like that. Interactive media, maybe. I don't know. All I know is that I got proper stoned and drunk throughout my 4 years.
Me too.
I'm glad I didn't know you guys back then.
Oh, my second year.
Fucking hell, you think he's a dick now. You'd
Yeah.
probably punched him then.
My second year, I went in 6 times. Oh, actually, edit that out.
No, I think it was second, third, and last year.
I nearly passed my second year, even though I only went in 6 times.
I didn't. I can't say the teacher's name, but every time it would be like
Was it
weeks.
Sarah?
No, it wasn't Sarah. It was Rich.
Oh, I didn't mind him.
He was all right, but literally it would be like a month or two would go by where he didn't see me at all, and then I'd just pop into class going, "Hey, here's the work that I was supposed to hand in like last week or 2 weeks ago." He's like, "Okay." And that was it. So I was like, "Oh, if you don't care, why the fuck should I care?" So I was like, "I'll see you in 2 months then."
Like I had James, who literally had just passed his degree and got the fucking teaching job. It was so disheartening.
Yeah, but did
going
you
to
see
that
his
uni.
work?
It was shy.
Did you see what he actually
Yeah.
did?
It was shit.
No,
It
it
was
wasn't.
the Lego
Yeah,
thing,
I thought it was cool.
You went to Hull Uni on Cock Road campus.
Well,
No,
no,
it was
Lincoln
University
Uni.
of Lincoln. Hull campus was down George Street, which is now the Hull School of Art and Design.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like they bought it over and they got rid of our library in our 3rd year, so we didn't even have a fucking library. We didn't even have a fucking union. We had Sharkies, which
Fucking expensive.
yeah, it wasn't a student union. It was a fucking place to get pissed. That was it. It was so disheartening going to this university. Lincoln Uni, like proper Lincoln Uni, because I know loads of people who went there who say, "Oh, it was fucking awesome," and then being
Yeah, but Lincoln is boring.
yeah, but it wasn't the stab capital of Europe when I fucking
Yeah,
went
did
to-
you get stabbed? No, I didn't
No,
get
I
stabbed,
didn't.
so
I
it doesn't
went-
matter.
Well, I lived down Springbank, and that was the stab capital. It was stab
Yeah,
street.
but we didn't get stabbed while we lived there, so we
No.
were fine.
I got taken in by some Polish people.
So did I.
Oh yeah, you did with the afro.
Yeah, did they force you to skin up as well?
No.
Yeah, that was weird.
No, an old man made me some food.
What the fuck?
I know, it was weird as shit. It's some old man just like so. This I don't know who the fuck this Polish bloke was. He just was like, "Yeah, come to my house." I was like, "Oh, I'm pissed. All right. Yeah, here's some vodka. Oh, I'll drink some more vodka. Oh, lovely." And then He went, "Oh, I'll get my granddad." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's a bit weird." Granddad, make him some food. I was like, okay. I wasn't going to say no at any point. Like, it's not when you're stuck in some Polish bloke's house, you're just going, yeah, fine. Doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, I'll roll with the punches. It was quite fun.
That was weird. Yeah, mine was, I was living down Springbank, and you know how I disappear on a night out because I get fucking bored. I was walking down, and there's like this house gathering where people are outside, and then this Polish guy just grabs my arm and drags me into the house, and I'm drunk out of my face. So I'm going,
This is it.
I didn't know what was going on.
By the poles.
Literally, he just dragged me, and we went up the stairs into their living room, and then he just says, "Sit down on the sofa." I'm like, okay, and then he just literally chucks some weed on the table, cigarettes and papers, like just pointing at it going, "Do," and I'm like, okay, so and I just skinned up and then smoked for like an hour or so, and I'm like, I need to go, and then I just walked out. But fucking now, when you're drunk, you do stupid things. Because I remember one night when we were leaving Tofts. Well, when I left Tofts early, I was walking down.
What, every night?
Is it that road's Prinny Ave, isn't it?
Yeah.
Walking down Prinny Ave, and I was walking on the road, not the pavement. So this black car just stops and says, "Do you want a lift?" I'm going, "Yeah, sure." I just go in, and later find while he was driving me into town, he was just telling me how he was a soldier from Fiji, but he had to come back to Hull because his wife was from Hull and she had a kid and all this sort of shit. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And he dropped me off, and then next morning I'm like, fucking hell, did that just happen? It's just stupid things you do when you're drunk.
Well, I can't remember it's the best night I've ever been told about. I can't remember fuck all of it. I went to position with James and with Butters and got absolutely fucking wrecked. What happened during this period of time, we went to the top floor, we swung a midget about. So like we were trying to get off with these two lasses. I saw a midget, looked at James and went, "It's a midget." And we both went over to the midget and started swinging him about just for a laugh. And the bouncers told us to stop. The midget apparently loved it. Then I got into a dance-off with a bodybuilder, and he bought us shots. I think he was trying to have sex with me in the toilet. But apparently I went, nah, mate. Like, I just like dancing.
You say you don't say no when you're drunk. Soon someone up then, didn't you?
I think that's one of the points where I said no for the first time in my life. Then we went to what's it called? The 24-hour Sainsbury's on Prinny Ave. And they wouldn't serve James because they thought he was underage.
Was it that little Nazi?
Yeah. Well, no.
The balding Butters.
Yeah. Well, no. This is how I got them to serve him. So I grabbed his head, went, "Is that enough ID?" And just pointed at his bald spot. And they served him after that. We bought Baileys and fucking...
Baileys?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We bought Baileys and 3 bottles of Big Stella. And then we got to the house on Salisbury Street. We saw, it wasn't Bear's Mazda because Bear hadn't bought a Mazda by that point. And we saw a Mazda and we went, "Oh, I fucking love that car. That's one of my favourite cars."
The story.
That's one of my favourite cars. So we went 2s up on a Mazda. He started humping the bonnet and I started humping the back of it. And then I woke up the next morning, drank the bottle of Baileys, and fucking we went to the park and got drunk again. I was fucking hammered. Anyway.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you did hear that correctly. Jennings did hump a car.
2s up. We Eiffel Towered the shit
Eiffel
out
Towered
of
a
that
car.
What about you, Mark?
I never humped a car.
You must have some stories.
Hey, come on, you can say a €30 story.
Never happened.
We'll leave that alone.
there's some quite good story. Like, how about the taxi driver who got pissed off at us at Pearson Park?
That was just nearly another fight story.
You were a prick to him that day as well.
I wasn't. I was just being condescending to him because he was being a prick.
He wasn't being a prick. We'd woken him up.
He said we'd been there all night. We'd been there literally 20 minutes.
We woke him up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He's got kids. He walks over to us on Pearson Park.
Well, if it had said that, that'd have been fine. But
He did say that.
He accused us of being there all night, making noise all night. We'd been there 20 minutes.
And I just remember you looking at me just going, "Oh, don't make the big man hurt us. Oh, he might hit us. He might hit. Oh."
But he said to us, "I'm going to remember your faces."
I remember that.
And I was like, "What does it mean by that, Richard? What does it mean by that?"
I remember your faces. Okay. Okay. You're a taxi driver, right? Cool. I need someone to remember my face.
We've never seen him again, no. So it'd be funny if we got a taxi one night randomly.
No,
He's
I can't remember.
I remember you.
I can't remember his face, but he remembers ours.
I can't remember his face either.
Right, are we finishing up then?
We need to draw next week's.
Oh, it's not mine.
It's not mine either. Oh, it's going to be Gash, isn't it?
What is it?
Okay, so next week we will be reviewing Naked Gun.
Oh, it is mine. Get in.
If you have any suggestions for any future episodes, leave a comment on the YouTube channel, or send us a tweet. The details are on the YouTube channel, or our Facebook page.
See you next fucking Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Can you cut mine one out and then just leave his in?
Probably will do that.
See you next Tuesday.
Uh,
Tuesday.